Well, we'll dive straight into this. It's the latest update. It's been a couple of weeks since I've updated last on this because there's a lot of stuff been going on um, with the development, some UI issues, and then I've just been researching some content that I can add. It's a lot of lists and a lot of stuff that I want to include. So, just a quick update. It's been about 3 weeks. Since the last, so I've added a calendar down there which isn't fully functional yet. There'll be some hot buttons here which will take you to places. Just working on setting that out and getting the right position of it. Obviously, you can see that the screen's quite busy, so just getting everything accommodated within the screen is proving quite difficult. I don't want to kind of cramp everything in, but three main screens we've been working on will be personnel screen, which will be here in the dossiers, booking screen, which is booking screen wizard, and then advanced. If we go straight into personal screen, all of them will be situated here. That's everyone that's generated in the list. So you have all of these titles here will be found on the all list, and then you've got them divided and sectioned in their respective titles. So start off with circle. You have all your circle. This is your immediate crew, your pals, and they're all generated. You've got their titles there, so what they actually do, what they're good at. With Raf, that's your local street scene, and the people that could come in handy. You could utilize those through actions, get them to come on board with you if you want. They might have good qualities that you might be able to utilize, and also they could be adversaries. They could be a bit of a pain in the backside. So there's your local riffraff. Rivals, venue, which has resident DJs and MCs. So if you're running low on budget, you can utilize the venue's resident DJs and MCs, so you can save a little bit of money, especially if you're running really low. If you just held an event and it didn't quite pop, you can maybe look into not spending so much money on the big names and then getting some of these guys to maybe do a job for you. Obviously, it's not always guaranteed to hit, just like in real life. But a couple of them might be able to fill a few slots for you. And within that list too, you have club managers who you can approach and talk to, door links who you can get to help you out, uh, venue staff like bar staff and stuff like that. They might come in handy. They might have some valuable gossip, or they might be able to do a little job for you. Or you might take a liking to them, and they might take a liking to you, and they become part of your circle. You can offer them to become part of your inner circle, and then they can also be adversaries if they don't like what you're doing. Officials is police, mayor, and then you've got your detectives. With the generation, you got a dossier that opens. You've got their opinion on you indifferent. You've got the type of experience they got, low, and then you've got their pay grade. Basically tells you how much they'd cost if you want them to get engaged with you and stuff like that. You've got your morale bar, your availability bar, and then your opinion bar. Sometimes at the early stage you might not have much of an opinion of you because your reputation might be low and there's not really much to go by. But you can forge relationships with people, and then obviously those things will have effect on the game, and then they will change the state of those bars and reputation with those people. They have hidden attributes as well that you cannot see, but you will see through their actions and the way they communicate with you. Some gens won't have a picture, some will have a silhouette. Those who do have a picture will have picture lined up. Here there's a little availability that would tell you whether they're available to talk, or you can engage with them. Most people are off. If you go to circle screen, they are always going to be on because they're your pals. They'll always be able to speak to. If you go to some of the resident DJs, you have people that you can call on if you need. Also, you can hire them if you've got like a small event, a legal event and stuff like that as well. They might come in handy. And then you've got obviously within within there you have their age, where they're from, and then obviously their gender, and same thing with everyone else with the opinion, their work ethic. Booking screen is just past events. That'll give you a summary and a document of all your past events, the take-ins, what happened, if anything major happened, the type of music it was, and how well that went down, and how well it didn't do. New event, that's here. It's not really set out very well at the moment, but here you pick your venue and make all this much clearer. You can have the Astoria, the larger venues may not take your booking on, depending on your reputation, or depending on the dates, depending on what they got on, and it may have an effect. Price in there, so you can change that to 330, and that obviously changes your gross income. These are your start and end times that to govern how many slots you have. So if it starts at 10 and ends at 2, all of these will have slots. Talent, look, I've put Groove Rider, Kenny Ken, Mickey Finn and all that in there just for my own entertainment. But these will have different types of DJs. You can do a back-to-back slot with an MC. So you've got their 5-0, all the old faves. And then all the slots can be filled out according to what your start time. Promo budget, that's quite important. That determines how much promotion gets in there. And then there's a minimum security spend for each venue, depending on what venue it is. That will stay lit and it will disappear when you meet the requirements. That also enhances how smooth the running of the event is. So the more money you put into that, obviously the better security will be. Same with promotion. Employee dealers, that can have adverse effects because you can make a lot of money, you can increase your income, but you can also attract adverse effects on the event and unwanted attention from councillors. If it escalates, it goes right up to the mayor. At a minimum, it could be just paramedics, and then it could attract journalists, and it can also attract riffraff, rivals, and sort of unsavoury outcomes. But with that risk, there's also a reward as it can increase. It could save your profit margin and stop your event from sort of like making a loss. Revenue protection just protects the revenue that comes in from ticket touts, people over guest list, abusing the system, abusing the event, like guest lists, letting your mates in, and then people not rushing the door, but sort of not paying on the door and stuff like that. Then you got your preview. So this is your preview breakdown. Tells you what risk it is, how and then you do also get some advice off your immediate circle members, and then it may come into play that a rival promoter's got something going on the same date. So you've got to keep close with the calendar. There's some rival promotions calendar. Their events will show on the calendar too, and then also you've got real world events like Christmas, bank holidays and stuff like that. And then your advanced screen takes you here. This is a single daily tick that'll take you through the days of the calendar one by one, and if you've got an event, that'll take you straight to the day of the event, missing the calendar out. However, this isn't normally here. If you tick by and you go straight to the event, but there's something that needs your attention, like an inbox or an action with someone, somebody's flagged something, this will show up, and then clicking that will take you right there, and then you'll be able to resume gameplay. So those are the things I'm working on right now, and hopefully I can just get the booking screen set up better, and it's more fluid, and it's clearer, it's more fun to arrange an event. And obviously we need to make sure that the game doesn't tick past key events, and the gameplay can be affected from the ticking, because you don't want to miss anything and you don't want anything to react. Gossip screen and news are all relatively sound, but you won't know and feel the full effects of the game until it ticks by. Trying to make sure there's a nice balance, so you're not over simulating and there's loads of effects and loads of things going on every single second and every single minute, just so things can materialize organically in some way, and you can follow the story and create small little pockets and small little situations and stories that don't just suddenly end after like 2 days. Someone calls it on, and then 2 days later nothing happens with it, and you don't hear nothing about it. We're trying to keep it so the relationships build good and bad, and then the reputations affect, and then the hidden attributes come into play in affecting the wider attributes of reputation and heat. But yeah, it shouldn't be too long till the next update.